Yes, people, and welcome back to Normski TV and the What's Going On podcast. Please hit that like button, subscribe, and share if you are new. So for me, it's important that you hit that like button. It bigs up the algorithm. And yeah, thank you for another subscriber. Really appreciate that. And we keep progressing. We keep moving. And yeah, we are talking about transfers. Obviously, Arsenal has been a little bit busy this week. Trying to catch up with the likes of Man United. Certain clubs like Liverpool not doing much business, if any. Man City, obviously, they got that Savio guy from Girona, but he was already sort of sorted out from last season. But they're very quiet on the market as well. So, listen, Aston Villa are moving, as you know. And as I say, we know Man United are doing their business as well. So listen, we are going to get right into the show. So I'm not going to waffle on anymore. But as I said, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe and share if you are new. So let me bring in Mr. Big D. And it may be just the two of us today, unless Ez joins us. But yeah, it's good to have you back on the show, D.
Yeah,
and
as always.
It's been a busy week for us. Seeing each other in person for more than one occasion. But yeah, let me just find out how you been keeping for the past week or so.
Yeah, man. It's been like you said, been busy, but also been good to connect in person and a good weekend, busy weekend, and back to reality. You hit the 2200 work clock in and you say, nah, man, I ain't feeling this. I've had a great weekend. But it was nice to celebrate some old school people that looked after us like we were their own children. So
definitely. That's JP's parents who suddenly passed away in 2021, I believe. And it's it's the legacy that they've left, and so we're just going to big up JP's parents. Anybody in the chat, just give due praise where due is due. You know what I mean? Last week, obviously, I had to dash off pretty quick because the following day was my niece's wedding, so I was at there on the Thursday. So the Wednesday drove up to was it Woking or somewhere around them places, Weybridge. So it was a great day. Sorry. So great day had by all. Fantastic day. And busy, really busy. And it doesn't stop. I got another wedding this weekend, so I'm all wedded out, mate. I'm all wedded out, but it is what it is, man. I'm not going to complain. Good, man. You know what I mean? And the weather's been hot.
It's been nice,
yesterday.
Man.
Yesterday was really hot, man.
Cooking.
Yeah, today it's a little bit cooler, but listen, we move. We have got a lot to discuss regarding the transfer window. Listen, the Premier League is only less than 3 weeks away, D. You guys are going to be playing Man City in the Charity Shield Cup. I think it's next week, Saturday or next Sunday. Big up Junior, we're saying, bro.
Yes, Junior, big up yourself, bro.
Man. So that's coming thick and fast. You obviously you got in a few of your big up Dad's Army. I checked out your stream last night. Good stream.
Yeah, big up yourself, man.
Man, big up to you, bro. And Arsenal doing a bit of business as well. Getting in Calafiori. Got him finally over the line. Left centre back that can play at left back. So that's kind of sorted out our left back position because I was a little bit concerned when it came to the likes of Shevchenko and Kivior playing in that position. Obviously, you've got the likes of Timber who can play there as well. But now we've got that versatility right across the back four, and we've got really, we're building that back. Our defense was strong last season. It looks like it's going to be even stronger this season. And we will get into the transfer stories regarding Arsenal, Man United, and especially
with Timber coming back as well, Norm.
That's like a new signing, isn't it? Right, you took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah,
You took the words out of my mouth. Man. Leroy Sané, that is a big one, Dad's Army. I mean, listen, you know what? I was listening to a couple of other shows concerning Leroy Sané, and listen, he's 28 years old. You know, you're talking, they're talking, I mean, his salary is quite high. That's the only problem. He's like 280K a week. That's the same amount of what Havertz is earning, because Havertz is our highest earner. Yeah.
He's on 280.
280 Sané's on. But Sané's got 1 year left on his contract at Bayern Munich. And there was this story, it's out on TikTok, about certain German. We're looking at, this thing went out on TikTok about this, just look out for a certain German that could be coming to Arsenal. Or there was like little stories going around that. So this has been going on all summer. Now, obviously, Gnabry, who's there as well, who was an ex-Arsenal player. Yeah. Kimmich, who's a midfielder, you know, who can play as a versatile, as a midfielder or as a right back. Now, Sané, it would cost us round about the regions, probably around about 50 mil. The only thing is that £280,000, you know, wage. But would he take a drop? I don't know. And the fact is, if he does come, listen, I want to just, when it comes to Arsenal now, for me, sentiments go out the window. Yeah. Because at the end of the day now, Arteta's been in charge of this group of players 5 years now going in. You know, you're looking at nearly 11, 12 transfer windows. It's about time now we get serious about trying to get us finally over the line. Now, you know, we're linked with Mikel Moreno, who's a Real Sociedad player, 28 years old. You're looking at about 20 to 25 mil for him. Yeah. Very good player. Used to play for Newcastle, then moved back to Spain, kind of playing that number 8, very much Granit Xhaka role, very strong, big and strong. That would sort out that left side. And that's what we're doing. We're sorting out that left-hand side, because for us, that's where the imbalance was. The right-hand side was always been fine. Always been good, but then saying all of that, we do need somebody to back up Saka. Now, Leroy Sané coming in, maybe a possibility, but he's 28 years old. And I suppose the question you would ask yourself is, does he want to come in and sit on the bench? And
I'm about to say that.
And will he be willing to, you know, take a pay drop as well? That's the other thing as well, because 280 G's, you know what I mean? Not enough money would be sort of saying, bro, you know, 28, you're looking at the likes of Saka, Odegaard, you know what I mean? We're going to be on less than him. So, but Arsenal need to sort this out. And I suppose right now that we've got in Calafiori, you know, who else do we need? We definitely say we need another attacking right-sided player. If we get the Marino deal over the line, you know, he says I don't think he's going to sign his contract. I think Real Sociedad have offered him a contract. Atletico Madrid were interested in him. I don't know if Barcelona heard. It might have just been hearing things. I don't know if Barcelona are interested in him, but he wants to come to the Premier League again. It's not about improving himself. I just think he would do really well. And I think Mikel's been in conversation with him and sold in the project, the big P word. And I think we need to then round it off with getting a striker. And I still feel that if we do not get that clinical striker, I still don't think we'll win the league. Now, listen, Man City, they haven't really done a lot of business. I'm hearing that Haaland, has got a bit of a niggle. They played Barcelona in a friendly, I think, last night, and they ended up drawing 2-2. Lost 2-2, Lost on penalties.
He subbed him, right? He subbed him.
Yeah, subbed him off. He didn't come on. He didn't come on in the second half. Look, and then you got the likes of Julian Alvarez, who wants to leave because
he's disgruntled, isn't
he? He wants first team football. Now, would he come? Listen, I would take him. Yeah, I would take him, because I'll tell you that he.
How would I?
Yeah, he will score more goals.
Yeah.
He will score more goals than Jesus. Yeah, and I think that if say we don't get a right-sided player, we don't get Sané, we should still go for a striker. Like we're linked with this Victor Gokres from Sporting Lisbon. Again, he has a buyout clause of £85 million, which is 100-something million euros. Arsenal, I don't think are prepared to take that punt on paying that amount. Now, I think Real Sociedad want to drop that value to around about 60 mil. then we may have a conversation. But the guy in all competitions, 52 goals. 52 goals in 50 or 50 goals in 52 appearances. I can't remember which way around. That's a lot of goals. Now people will say, "Oh, it's only the Portuguese league, Farmers League." No, you're banging. Because even if he scores half of those goals,
exactly. Yeah.
If he scores half of those goals, that's a striker that's hitting 25 goals. And that's where I think Arsenal are missing out. And Arteta was asked a question. I was watching Curtis Shaw TV, and he asked a question about, do you think we will be buying any players on the level, the sort of spend that we did on Declan Rice? And he's kind of was a bit coy in his answer, but he was saying we don't think we'll be doing that kind of, sort of that figure, buying that kind of player at those kind of levels no more. But I'm hoping that it's just a smoke screen and that we do.
Yeah, you would hope so.
If we do get to Victor, then, as far as I'm concerned, Jesus, you play backup because you're not really a striker. You're not a number 9. Because you've only bagged 8 goals in all competitions last season.
Yeah, and Norm, he can't keep facing Jesus anymore, because he's done that. He's done that. What, 3 seasons on a row now?
Yeah.
And plus, we know he's injury prone as well.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's had those knee problems.
I think every season, the last 2 seasons, he's missed big chunks of the season.
Yeah.
And so that doesn't help you when you're trying to get over the line. And I think Arteta, he is putting himself, if he doesn't get a striker in, I think he's put himself under huge pressure. Yes, he gets a lot of goals from your midfield, but he definitely needs another attacking option. And I think Sane can play both flanks, Norms.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so I look at that and say, is Sane better than Martinelli on his day? You know what I mean?
I mean, listen, Martinelli, he started off really like a house on fire coming on in the second half against you guys. Scoring, getting that second goal. We will talk about the pre-season game because there's a couple of questions I need to be asked, especially when it comes to Chelsea. Not more say Man City because I think they'll still. I don't think we need to worry. Do you know what I mean? But Chelsea, I'm a little bit concerned, especially with the games that they've got coming up. We will kind of talk about it. But going back to what you're saying, D, he's I would say he's more skillful than Martinelli.
Yeah,
I think he's slightly better than Martinelli. Martinelli still has that room to grow. But because of Martinelli's age, you know what I mean? Yes, when we got him from the second tier Brazilian side, I think we didn't pay no more than 7 or 8 mil for the guy.
Exactly.
You know what I'm trying to say? So
that's a win, isn't it?
Yeah, so there's a high ceiling when it comes to Martinelli, but it's about, for me, D, it's about competition. Yeah, it's about having a squad, because when you think about the Champions League format, now I don't know if it's the same thing for the Europa League, but for the Champions League format, we're going to be playing more games. We're going to be playing 8 games, so it's 8 games we will now be playing.
Yeah. I actually think that all 3, the Champions League, the Europa, and the Europa Conference, are all on the same format. And there's no dropping down. So if you don't make it into that top tier, you don't drop down. You don't drop down to the Europa League like before.
Yeah, and I think the ruling is that you don't play any teams that are in the same, from the same country as you. Yeah. There's some other thing I kind of looked into a little bit now, so I'm just trying to get my head around it. But you're playing a lot more games, and that's why I think the teams like you guys that are playing in Europe need a deeper squad, and Arsenal need a deeper squad, and not only a deeper squad, but a squad that has got quality on the bench. Because as far as I'm concerned, when you look at the likes of Eddie Nketiah, who I'm hearing, Arsenal have not accepted a bid. I think they're going to reject that one, where Marseille came with a bid of £16 million. Now, look, I don't know what your thoughts are. Now, I'm not the biggest Eddie Nketiah fan, as you well know, D. But come on now, 16 million. That's just taking the mick, mate. That's absolutely taking the mick.
This is what you're finding in the window, that literally everyone that's in the buying market, they're really lowballing. Because we're seeing it with McTominay. Who else we're seeing it with? So what we've got, Norm, is a lot of players agree in personal terms, and the clubs are a million miles away on the transfer fee.
Yeah,
and so nothing is for us now. Nothing's moving now because he has to get rid to FFP and all that.
Yeah,
he has to get rid to bring in. So we're agreeing fees, like with Ugarte and De Ligt, but the likes of McTominay, Lindelof, these guys, Wan-Bissaka, these guys are going to get over the line. They've got to get gone for us to facilitate.
Because I thought by now you'd have at least got rid of the right likes of Wan-Bissaka and Lindelof, especially. McTominay is one of those guys where the fans are split on him because he's the sort of player that can come on and turn the game for you, but he's not really. If you did keep him, would you be disappointed because he's one of those utility players, squad player that can do a thing, or are you looking at it from the point of view, D, that you can get decent money for this guy?
Yeah, both, Norman. Like some would say keep him because he's a good squad player, but I guarantee you, we're going to come to a point in the season where he starts starting games, and you're like, no, we're not going to compete with McTominay starting games. He's an impact player. This is what I feel about Højlund, and people think I'm being really hard. I think he's an impact striker like Ollie. To start him, like I said last week, to start him and put a number 9 on his back, you put a target on him already. Before the season started, you're saying, listen, you're our guy. Here's a number 9 shirt. Knock yourself out. So that means I'm expecting him to play in all the high-profile top 8 Premier League games and start all the Europa League games. I'm saying he's not there yet. For me, he's not there. And so I look at this and I say, because what I'm hearing is that United are not really, if they
Alvin, bro, what you saying?
Yeah, big Alvin. Like if United get anywhere near looking at Ivan Toney, it's going to be maybe in the last week or two of the window.
Yeah, because at the moment it's really,
and I'm like
that front.
Yeah, and I'm like you got the 2 kids in, and what you're saying is, because I'm even hearing that Sir Jim's told Eric, like, don't worry about trying to compete for the Premier League.
Yeah, I was gonna touch on that, like, but since you brought it up,
hold on. That's the whole point of you lot coming in, changing the whole thing. I'm not saying we're going to win it. Yeah, but I want to see that we're comfortably in the top 4, Norm.
Yeah, but Ten Hag has come out and sort of, I suppose, I don't know if it's premature, by saying, because obviously he's looked back and said, listen, I've won 2 trophies whilst I've been in the 2 seasons that I've been with Man U, and so with the structure coming in place, with Ineos and listen, you are building a proper structure off the field. And when it comes to structure, we will touch on just before. Let me just let you know what we're going to be talking about. Obviously, normally transfer talk, declaring. Is there anything to declare? Yeah. We are bringing in players. Both our teams are bringing in players. Then I pose this thing: Ineos looking to build a £2 billion dynasty. Will they have the players to do this? So that kind of ties in a little bit with what we're talking about. And pre-season results, for some good, for others they need to be worried going into the new Prem season. So that's what we're going to be tackling tonight. So let's just flip back to what you're just saying about Sir Jim, sort of turning around and saying to Eric, forget about ambitions about winning. But Eric has come out and said, look, I feel that we can go for the league, the Premier League. He's setting his targets high. Now, some people say that disagree with Eric for saying that, whereas others are saying no, Ineos is right. But are you saying Ineos shouldn't be saying that and he should be set his targets high? Isn't that putting a bit of pressure on Eric though?
The thing is, if he knows that, if he knows he can finish 5th and keep his job, for me, that's not good enough because I think that to build now on this season, like with the money you're spending, you have to qualify for Champions League. Now, some people will say, "Oh, well, United should go and win the Europa." That's not a given because then Spanish teams always do well in Europa League. Yeah. So I'm not saying, "Oh, just because we're in there, we're going to win it." I'm not that naive. You know what I mean? Seville and these teams literally get to the final for fun practically every season. But then, obviously, there's no drop down this time. Yeah. So even if now they're in Champions League, they've got to angle their business, or there's no more European football. So I look at that. People say, well, it's only really Seville you have to worry about. And they're in the Champions League now. So I look at that and say, sometimes you're just talking too much. Like, don't put that out there. You know, it's like the injuries until Ed posted that thing earlier with my guy on crutches.
Yeah,
you're on crutches. Eric's like, yeah, he's carrying a knock. Man's on crutches with a boot on, break. That's more than a knock.
Well, that's what I said.
Always lying to us, Norm.
Yeah, because I'm hearing rumours that he could be out for 1 to 2 months because
1 to 2 months,
obviously, you know, I don't know if it's an impact injury or what,
right.
but it looks like it's an ankle injury. Now, I think with Hoyland, I think it was something to do with his hamstring, and that's what I'm going to say. The worry is they're picking up injuries. This is in pre-season already. And I understand because the Man United of old that we knew had at least 4 strikers. Yeah. Right. So at the moment you've got Gyökeres who hasn't played yet. Not Gyökeres, sorry. Zirkzee who hasn't played yet.
Yeah, because he's home.
Yeah, right.
It's in Manchester. So I've seen him training, and I'm actually glad he didn't get on the flight because it didn't make any sense. Because you've just played the Euros. And now you needed your. Well, I think that they were told to take 3 weeks, and I hope all of them are taking the 3 weeks because what I don't want is excuses. If we get turned over by Fulham, opening game on a Friday night, I don't want to hear the excuses because you were told to take 3 weeks holiday. I saw Kobe Mino playing streetball in Los Angeles. What are you doing? What are you doing, Bridget? Because Norm, just one overzealous kid, a man's injured, on holiday. You're on holiday. So I'm not saying you can't go to the gym or do a bit of speed biking, but
he can't get the street out of him, and he can't get the cage football out of him.
Right. I mean, I get it because he's trying to build his brand.
Yeah.
But just one zealous kid thinking I could take him out. He ain't that skillful. And then suddenly you see him limping off that concrete pitch. Not only that, you're playing on concrete, your knees.
Well,
and I'm watching it going. Oh, what are you doing, bro? You're supposed to be on holiday. Hit the beach,
just chill and relax, man. Yeah.
Get a few massages. These kids, man. It's social media, isn't it, Norm?
Yeah,
social media literally rules their life.
Yeah, that's the world we live in. Yeah, that's the world we live in.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
and I get it. I get the profile on brand building. I get it, but the governor's giving you 3 weeks off, and you're out there playing on concrete in the heat. I'm saying, Kobe, man. And this is what I say sometimes. These kids need proper father figures in their off season to just say, listen, because you have to remember they've got a big contract on the table for him.
Yeah,
I'm hearing it's around 85k a week because he's only on 6 or 8k a week.
Oh, 10 times, mate.
Right. Ooh. So you're gonna go kick street ball and get injured, or I'm not putting it on him. I'm saying you've got to be sensible here because United they're trying to pattern you up to be the guy.
Yeah.
And so I'm saying, you got 3 weeks off. I don't want to see you kicking a football. You've kicked football all summer for England. Allow it. You're not. It's not like you're out of shape, you know.
Yeah.
You just come out of a tournament, so you're in great shape.
Do you think he will take the mantle as the poster boy for Man U from Rashford at some point?
It feels like it, doesn't it? Even though Rashford, he's training like a beast. Now, does that equate to finding his form? We'll see. We'll see, because I've seen some training videos and he looks in amazing shape. And I'm saying, okay, Marcus, is this you trying? Because Jason said it a few weeks back. He said, you watch him have a good one, D. You go, it's like every other season. And that's not good enough on that money. I need you consistent. I'd rather you be consistent than consistent. Yes, root call. Big up yourself, bro.
Big up, man.
And that's what I feel we get with Rashford. So he may, again, have a purple patch, bang a load of goals, and everyone said he's back. And then towards the end of the season, when you need him,
drop off.
He just disappear again.
Yeah.
And so for me, I'm just like, I need Marcus to be consistent because he looks like he's taking care of himself in the summer. In the summer break, he's not have to worry about the England pressure and the media and all that nonsense that comes with it. And so you're thinking he's got his head right, and we'll see. But I look at Kobe and I think playing him with some experience. In the middle, because I still think he's got a lot to learn. He's still young. He's a young kid still. Man.
Yeah.
And even though he's been pushed into that England lineup, I think that put a lot of pressure on Rice as well, Norm. To almost be his father figure in them big games and get into the finals and all that. You know what I mean? When Rice just wanted to concentrate on his game and to make sure that Kobe didn't just be wilding out and leaving him stranded, 1-on-3 in midfield and things like that.
Yeah.
So I look at his discipline and I just say, kid, everything is lining up for you. Don't go messing it up on your summer break, mate. Just relax for a minute, Sometimes,
you're right there.
Have that,
and that's the thing. But I when I've listened to Kobe in interviews and stuff like, it looks like he's got his head screwed on.
Yeah, I think his family are good around him, Norm.
Yeah. So I don't think he will let the big contract get to his head. Me personally, just listening to him and how he carries himself, he's just one of those guys. I mean, I remember when he scored that goal, that last minute goal. I can't remember who it was against. And he just took it in his stride, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so for me, I think, he will do well. And as I said, I think at some point he may become the poster boy of Man United. And I think they want to kind of build a team around him. And, you look at your midfield now, obviously, Ugarte from PSG, you're obviously trying to strike up a deal with him. At the moment, it's probably looking like, I don't know. I don't know if you're going to try and get it on a loan deal with an.
Well, that's what they were saying. Take him on loan, but if he comes and does well, Norm, then does the price go up, or is it done on an agreed price when they agree the loan?
Well, this is it. I mean, I don't really know the ins and outs
because I actually I don't see Juventus saying, okay, take him on loan and obligation to buy at 20 million euros. Then this guy comes in, tears the place up. They say we could have got 40 for him. And you know what I mean? So I actually don't think they will agree a fee. They'll just say it's the obligation to buy. After the season ends, depending on how it's gone, then we'll negotiate a fee. And now you're committed. Either way, you're committed, whether it's good or whether it's bad. So I know a lot of teams don't like to do that obligation to buy. You know what I mean? Because
if it goes wrong,
you're stuck with a player. Yeah,
stuck with a player.
And then Rabiot as well. We're still hearing this.
You're linked with Rabiot as well. I know he's a bit of a.
His mum is the agent.
His mum is probably just the same as well.
Yeah, I don't imagine.
No, but then if you look at that midfield of Rabiot, or just say your stack, if you get Rabiot, you get Ugarte. Obviously, you got Maino. Casemiro. Now,
Bruno.
what's happening? Is he? What's happening?
Apparently, he wants to stay on. But I actually think that they'll sell him if the price is right.
Right.
I think they'll force him out. But a bit like with Varane. Like Varane said he wasn't going to take a pay cut, and they just said, okay, you can go on a free then, because he was just, and his contract ran out. They didn't trigger his extension. Yeah. But with Casemiro, as you know, we gave him 5 years. So he's going into the third year now.
What's his wages again, D? Sorry, what's his wages again?
It's around the 350 mark or thereabouts a week. Peas, mate.
Listen.
Yeah.
The only realistic place you could probably go to, as I said, is the Saudi League.
Saudi League.
And I'm assuming they will pay that kind of wage, but I think the fee that Man United would get for him they wouldn't pay that high fee for him. Because
no, it's not going to be a high fee.
Because that 380 will probably jump to about 500.
Right.
You know what I mean?
If he goes, that's right.
So they don't want to be putting all their money and spending a load of money on Casemiro. Just the fact that he's got he's got a 5-year contract. He's probably got 3 years left on it. He's of age. He's not. His legs are gone.
It's funny you say that because everyone said that, but people are saying, yeah, man, big up yourself. People are saying that if you look at the way Eric played him, they said that Eric hung him out to dry last season. They said that if you play him in a double pivot, you'll find that his legs are fine. But to have him as a sole 6, he can't do it because it's a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah,
as the only one that's sitting back in the midfield.
Yeah,
especially when he
was exposed a lot
all the time. Yeah, and even when Kobe played it, Norm, when Kobe was dumped like that as well, Kobe Mino struggled as well, Norm, last season when he was dumped in a lone 6. It doesn't work if you can't retain the ball. Pep spoke about this, having a good goalkeeper that's good with his feet, but then your forward guys can't hold the ball up, so the midfield could join in the attack and take pressure off yourself, and the gaps are massive. So when the ball comes a through ball through the middle, just leaves the six with
by
3
himself.
coming at him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
And
gonna get cooked every time.
and there's not many sixes that can
do that.
do that and protect the ball.
Exactly.
You look at like the likes of Santiago Cazorla for us, brilliant.
Yeah.
Playing that deep line road. You maybe look at
Kante for France.
Yeah.
Kante, right. It's literally a handful of players that can do that.
Yeah.
Like when you look across the big major leagues, not many guys can say, right, I'd even take a punt on Kante.
Yeah,
I would, because I think he's
man.
AFC,
Pray, bro.
big yourself,
bro.
man. Yeah. And so I look at that and say, nah, man, we got to do better. We have to move these guys on. They're saying that who was it? Let me open that there. West Ham. They've agreed personal terms apparently with Wan-Bissaka.
Okay.
But again,
the fee.
It's the fee.
What man you want for him? What do they want for him?
I know you paid. What did you pay 50 for him?
Yeah, you paid 50 for him, didn't you?
50 mil for him.
Yeah.
For me,
about 25, 20, 25?
20, yeah. You can't expect more than that, no.
Yeah.
Because he's not your starter.
Yeah.
Yeah, like everyone knows that Diego Dalot is the starter at right back.
Yeah.
So you can't be demanding stupid money for a bench player. Even though because he's on good wages for what, you know what I mean? But you remember when we were saying that 50 mil was kind of the going rate for right backs and left backs, because Pep started that. Remember, Pep started playing 50 mil for a right back, and then suddenly everyone says, well, Pep's paying it, and Man City.
Yeah, so we were,
and we end up overpaying, because we did overpay for Wan-Bissaka at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And,
he was good.
So
listen, he's good at defending, but going forward, he's not brilliant on the ball. You know what I mean? But from a defensive point of view, especially when you want to see out games. Yeah. You're bringing him off the bench just as a spot.
And the thing is, I hope we don't give him away, because Jason complained about this, that we tend to give away players that we've overpaid for.
Yeah.
And that doesn't balance the books anyway. You the players are an investment. But then this is where you hope now our good business just really stops us from doing that. So I wish him all the best. I think he's a good lad. You don't really see Wan-Bissaka kicking off when he don't start.
No.
He sits on the bench and he just waits for his opportunity. Yeah. And even when he was playing at left back, put him under pressure. He's not a left back, but he still came on and played there. So I look at that and say, I think if he had worked on his attacking game, I actually think he would have been better than Dalot, because I think he's a better defender than Dalot.
Yeah.
But he just, I don't know, I'm not saying he didn't work on it, he just couldn't get it right. He could never get his feet right. Because you know how Neville would just overlap Beckham and Whitman, that's what I want him to do. Overlap, look up and whip them crosses in. Because your likes of Anthony and them guys ain't doing that for the striker. So at least you be the guy that overlaps the midfield and does that for the striker. And come back and defend, slide tackle, whatever you're doing.
And the thing is as well, D, look, we know Eric Ten Hag, when he was managing Ajax, there were ball planes, he had ball players all over the park. Yeah. Now, obviously, he's taken over Man United. He didn't have the players to play the type of ball, which is, keeping the ball, possession football. They weren't comfortable on the ball. So,
but even when he bought them, he benched them, though. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Even when he bought players that could do that, he still wasn't starting them. You're thinking, you bought him. Mason Mount, you bought him. He's supposed to be a guy that can put a foot
and that guy's hardly kick ball for you guys. You know what I mean?
See, this is another guy's on fraud watching, man. Mason Mount. He needs a blowout season for us. I don't know how he gets a blowout season with Bruno in the team. I just don't, because I think they're very similar. Yeah. And he's not dropping Bruno.
Yeah, no.
He either sells Bruno or he don't sell Bruno. Bruno wants. He wants.
How long has he got? How long has he got in his contract, Bruno? Because I know
Bruno. Well, this is Ten Hag's third season going in, right? So Bruno signed that new contract just before Ten Hag came in, and I remember saying, "Why are we giving them a new contract before the new manager comes in? Let the new manager come in and decide that." Right. But they said that they owed him. They owed him because of the blowout season.
So what has he got about then? What's he got about?
So I think he signed 5 years. So I think he's got
about 2 years left.
He's got 2 years and a 1 year extension they can trigger. So,
well, exactly Exactly, AFC. Listen, I talked about this earlier on in the show in terms of our transfer, what we need to get Arsenal over the line. And we've got to stop having sentiments for players, the likes of Saka, the likes of Jesus, the likes of Havertz, you know, because from a striker point of view, if me personally speaking, you know, okay, if we get Mikel Moreno over the line, we've got the guy at left back. Okay, so our defense is pretty much sorted. It's now about concentrated on the middle of the park. Yeah, if Partey stays, it looks like he's going to stay because no offers are coming from anybody. And if it is, it'll probably be late on. But I think from listening to Partey, and I was listening to Curtis Shaw, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, and he's got somebody that he knows within Arsenal that have said that, you know, Partey will see out his contract. So
what you got?
That's it. Effectively, come January, he could talk to other clubs.
Right.
Yeah. So
how old is he now? I'm 31.
He's about 31, something like that. Yeah. I think with Partey, it's just that injury. It's just the injury. He can stay fit. And Arteta's going to have to really rotate this side because I say we got an awful lot of games, and you want a big squad, but you want a quality squad. 18 to 19 good quality players. We haven't got that at the moment. Yeah, our first, you know, say 11.
Yeah,
and maybe 2 or 3 coming off the bench. But other than that, you look and you're thinking, you know, as soon as you bring those players on, the likes of Nketiah,
the standard drops,
Nelson, it drops. Vieira, it drops. Now it looks like we're going to keep Fabio. I don't think he's going to go anywhere. But I don't want him to be the person that's going to come in and deck, because he's not a winger. He was brought in to be a deck as a number 10 for when he played for Porto. That's what he played in the middle of the park. Right. So he'd probably be a deck for Odegaard. But I still feel he needs to bulk up. He looks lightweight on the ball.
Yeah, get him in the gym, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Get him on that weight program.
He had the injuries and all of that, but I just think it was just another expensive project, and we went and spent 30 odd million where we could have spent that money elsewhere. So you've got the likes of him. Now Nelson, he's been linked with a move to Leicester. I don't know the situation with Crystal Palace, but if we can get 15 to 20 mil, you know, that would be good. The Eddie Nketiah situation, as I said, an offer has come in from Marseille for 16 million. That will probably be rejected.
For 16, you said, no?
16 mil, yeah. 16 mil, not 16 million euros. 60, I think it was like something 20 odd million euros, which equates to
right. 16 pounds, yeah.
So about 20 to 25 million pounds, then that's what it goes. Some people, you know, look, Arsenal came out and priced him at 50 mil. I don't know if that was 50 million euros.
Ambitious.
I think it was 50 million euros. It's too ambitious. You're not going to get that from a player
because normally
hardly played.
But I'd say he's not starting him. And that's what I say about Man United.
And he's not good enough for Arsenal.
Yeah.
That is the thing. You probably go and do well for Marseille under De Zerbi. You probably do well. But, you know, coming in with a cheeky 60 million, that's not good. And Arsenal are notorious for not doing well. Listen, if we get the ESR deal over the line, which looks like it's going to happen because he's left the training camp, and I think
he's going where? Where's he going again?
Fulham. I think we've got something like 30 odd mil, 30, 35 mil, which is good. You know what I mean?
I think you take that again. A player that is not starting.
He's not starting, you know,
and on decent money.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm looking at as trying to. They reckon that Hannibal has done personal terms with Celtic.
Right.
Again, they're haggling over the money. I don't even know what we want, but for someone like that,
where was Hannibal? Wasn't he on loan somewhere else?
Yes, I can't remember where he was, but he went on loan.
I think it was a Turkish club.
Yeah, and he's back.
He might have been either Fenerbahce or or was it
something like that? No, yeah,
and that's one of them clubs.
Yeah, a few weeks ago, that we still got to take into the account the players coming back from loans.
Exactly.
Still on the books.
Yeah.
It's almost like we're forgetting about them because they haven't been around the first team squad last season, but they're still our players.
Yeah.
And so for me, I'm just doing these 15 million deals and getting them gone. I am Norm.
And to get the likes of Agati over the line, Delit, you know, he's another player that you need to get over the line.
And apparently he's waiting, Norm. He's waiting for us now. Delit is. And we still can't agree a fee.
Yes, yeah.
Can't agree.
Definitely, Craig. Definitely good bit of business there.
Yeah, it is Craig. Yeah, for sure.
And I think that's Fulham breaking their record as well, transfer record as well.
Is it? Yeah.
Look, they got for Paulina. I think they got. I can't remember if it's something like 40 odd mil for Paulina because he's gone to Bayern Munich. Yeah.
Yes.
So that money, you know what I mean? They look like they're gonna spend on that. So listen, ESR Haaland graduate, you know what I mean? Look, he needs to get first team football. You know, I think he's still got grandeurs and ambitions to still play for England. Do you know what I mean? And I think he probably goes to Fulham. He'll probably be that main man. Just as long as when we play him, he's not the main man. You know what I mean?
He's a 10 right now.
Yeah, he plays
a 10.
Like, he plays more of an 8 when he comes on. He doesn't play in that role, but when he got the number 10 shirt, you know what I mean.
Kind of a Bruno, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Kind of a Bruno role. Yeah.
The
link up
kind of plays, makes those kind of late runs. Sort of similar player to Ramsdale, not Ramsdale, Ramsey.
But he's got good feet as well, Norm.
He's got good feet.
From my memory,
it's just the injuries.
I think the injuries, the injuries kind of knocked him back.
Curtailed thing, and he was, he saved Mikel Arteta's job a couple of seasons ago. Yeah, if it was for those 10 goals or so he scored in that season, him and Saka, we got that Emil Saka with Smith Rowe song. Yeah, he saved Mikel Arteta's job. But he comes in, plays well. Then he gets benched, and then you don't see him. And then obviously the injuries on top of that. So look, I'm sad to see him go, but listen, we're getting 30 odd million for him. Go and get that money, put it towards maybe a Victor Gyökeres, you know what I mean? Because I still feel to get us over the line. So if I look at it now, D, as I said, I think getting in the Calafiori guy, great stuff. We've sorted out the defense. We now need to work on the midfield. That Moreno was linked with Fabian Ruiz from where's Fabian Ruiz from? Oh gosh, is he Barcelona? Not Barcelona. Was it Bayern Munich? I'm sure it's Bayern Munich, but he wasn't getting any game time. He, you know what I mean. I don't know whether he's 28 as well, but I don't know whether that. I think Arteta prefers to get Moreno as opposed to this Fabian Ruiz guy. He's Spanish, but very, very, very good player, but more attack minded, a bit more flary on the ball, as opposed to Moreno's more strong and aggressive on the ball. So I think you want to bolster that midfield. The likes of, if we get him, we've got Jorginho, coming off the bench. We've got Partey and we've got Declan Rice. You're looking at 5, good midfielders there. So I think we'll end up keeping Partey. And then we'll see what happens there. But for me, it's the striking, attacking department that we now need. And yes, the attacking or mystery German player is Leroy Sané, and we spoke about this earlier on in the show. Maybe 40 to 50 mil, 280 grand a week. That's what he's on currently at the moment. He's got a year left on his contract. Do you know what I mean?
If you spend that money, Norm, you can't bench him.
Well, this is the problem because
how do you bench him on 280 a week?
Well,
you know what I mean.
The thing is that could be the sticking point. That could be the sticking point. I mean, we've got to look at the likes of Eze. All right, now Eze, he's got a 60 odd plus million buyout clause. Yeah, he's 24. He's 24. He's a lot younger. He can play in multiple positions, so you can play as an 8, a 10, or as an attacking. So because Arteta likes utility players. Asada is more of a attacking winger player.
Yeah, that's right.
Player on both sides. Now, as you rightly say, D, if you bring him, they're not going to drop Saka.
Right.
So
you see Saka? Can Saka play? Can Saka play on the left?
He's left-footed, isn't he? He's
left-footed. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Left-footed, so,
but he prefers to play on the right, doesn't he? Definitely.
I just think that's Arteta wants him to play the right, so he can cut in.
Yeah.
But the thing with Leroy Sané, playing on both sides, because every now and again, I'd like to just see an out-and-out winger just take on their players.
Yeah, and whip the ball in. Just beat the right back.
He doesn't do that enough. So Leroy Sané, as you're saying, if you're going to bring him in, does he sit on the bench or does he take the likes of, because you got on that left-hand side, you got Trossard, and you got Martinelli.
Trossard as well. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now,
but Trossard can play both sides, though, can't he?
Yes, he can. Yeah, because he can kick with both feet.
So Trossard could back up.
Yeah.
Number 7, Saka.
Yeah.
Sane starts and Martinelli backs him up.
Yeah, but what it,
You know what I mean?
as I said, I don't really care. I want sentiments out the window now.
Yeah,
you fight for your
exactly.
position. If you're serious about winning the league, if you're serious about winning trophies, because for me, Arsenal now have to win trophies. Arteta needs to win a trophy this season. Yeah, you cannot, with the players that you've currently got and the players that you're looking to get, going into the new season, where we've got a good back in terms of defense, the midfield, and then we bolster it with an attacking player like Sane, or even, I mean, Nico Williams looks like he's probably going to stay out.
Yeah, looks like it, doesn't it? Yeah.
I don't think he's.
Is it the money norm for a lot of teams? Isn't it? They want a lot, don't they?
He's got a buyout clause, but he's on a lot of money, and then there's that thing that he wants to stay in Spain. Rather than mucking about with him, just go for a player that you know that probably wants to come and play or is prepared to fight for his position, and that's what I want. There should be competition in every position. Yeah. Exactly. So yes, Timber. We bought Timber for whatever it was, 40 mil or whatever it was. I can't remember, 35 to 40 mil. Yeah, fight for your position. Yeah,
exactly.
We bought Calafiori in 42 million. Yeah, people are saying is he going to be on the bench? The likelihood is he's going to probably start at left back, and he'd probably be the long-term successor to Gabriel Magalhaes. Because he is really a left-sided central defender, but can play at left back, and he has done well for his club and country, playing in that position. So for me, world-class players or top-class players in every position, so that when you bring somebody off the bench, there is no drop-off. And because of the amount of games that we have, we're going to play an awful lot of games. So there's not worry. My only concern is still with the keeper situation, because at the moment still had no real offers for Ramsdale. I know Nottingham Forest. There was talk about maybe him going on loan
to Forest.
To Nottingham Forest, but our ex-keeper who used to play for us, who plays for Nottingham Forest, what's his name? Somebody remind me of his name. He looks like he wears eyeliner. Can't remember. The American keeper.
Yeah, but isn't Dean Henderson still there as well?
I think so, but he's if he is, I don't know. But
it's fallen off though, isn't he?
But the keeper that's playing there now, and I can see his face, but I just can't remember his name. But he if say Ramsdale goes to Forest, then what happens to him? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But look, if not, if we don't get that offers, you keep Ramsdale, because I'm hoping that Arteta will rotate the side so that Ramsdale does get enough games, because we
just play the cup games. We bought
in Kyle. We've signed up Carline to a new contract, but he'll probably go out on loan, and then we got that new keeper from Ajax. Now, I don't think any of those two keepers will be.
You guys just bought an 18-year-old, didn't you?
Yeah. But
goalkeeper. I saw that.
I wouldn't use him as our backup keeper. You need somebody.
No.
You need somebody of quality in playing in that position, and it will be linked with that guy from Wolves who used to play for us, and when we was trying to, I think we bid £50,000 for him. But Wolves want 1 million. Okay. Wolves want 1 million. So we're way off for that. So at the moment, the goalkeeper situation, I still think needs to be sorted out. If Ramsdale doesn't get any offers, then you stay and you fight for your position and try and get Raya from that number one spot. That's as far as I'm concerned. Stop whinging to podcast people. Stop whinging to the camera. Stop whinging to the newspapers or whatever, and just get your head down and train.
The thing is, again, a player that went onto a podcast and spoke too much. He told you that he can't focus for 90 minutes. Why would you say that?
You don't put that out there, and then
you put your dirty laundry out there, and you wonder why you're not starting. Brother, just play your football. But then and
you'll get your chance.
Yeah, because if I'm your governor, I'm saying right. FA Cup and League Cup. I'm going to give you them two. This guy's starting the Premier League. This guy's starting Champions League football. Take it or leave it. Unless you prove to me that you know what, you're back and you're way better than him, which I don't see him. I think Ray's a very good keeper. I don't think Ramsdale's better than Ray.
Some people have got them both equal.
Level.
Yeah, some people
now, I think Ray's got a slight edge on him.
Yeah,
I think he's more focused. He's more focused.
Yeah.
And I think that's the edge you need.
And I think he dominates the box, even though he's not a tall keeper, but he does dominate.
He gets up well. He
does dominate. He does dominate. Ramsdale, Nelson, and Nketiah will probably leave on transfer deadline day, probably, but
which don't help you though, Norm.
It doesn't. It does not help us because then you don't want that rushing around and that you want to be
panic buy
I'm hoping
in 24 hours.
That Nketiah deal can get sorted out and Marseille come back with a better offer. The Nelson one, we're talking 15 mil. Leicester are interested in him. Ramsdale, I can probably see a Ramsdale probably going on transfer deadline day.
And if you look at Leicester as well, Norm, if Leicester are really serious about having a bit of a stint in the Premier League, they've got strength in that squad. As decent as they were in the Champions League, they know
they don't want to be a Burnley. They don't want to do a Burnley. They don't want to do a Burnley.
Yeah, it's up and down thing. You get the parachute money, but I think adding a player like Nelson, adding a couple of decent youngsters that can give you legs. You know what I mean? Because you can't be still relying on Jamie Vardy. Yeah, with his Red Bull
he signed another year contract, didn't he?
He's a bad man, Vardy. He's a bad man. But still,
Vardy's what, about
34, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah, probably. Probably.
It's proper being there.
Yeah, he'd be Vardy.
I mean, listen, we was looking at him a couple of years ago, but
I remember.
He turned us down, but he
stayed loyal to them, didn't he? And he came back up with them. So
for me, you got Arsenal. I've got to get over the line, and Arteta has no excuse. He's got no excuse. Look at this. Nelson and Nketiah on 800k a month.
Wow, it's good money, isn't it?
You know what I mean?
Good money.
800k a month, bro. Yeah, because they're getting 100 grand a week. Yeah, 100 grand a week. And I don't people gaslighting Eddie Nketiah. He's not worth 100 grand a week. I don't care. He's not good enough to be getting 100 grand a week, and he's not good enough to wear the number 14 shirt. So why are you paying him 100 grand a week?
I mean, Norm, when you're really deep it, Norm, and because we're talking football, we're always a bit blasé with it. But it's 100k a week, Richie. That's a lot of money.
What has he done to deserve
to be on the
now,
bench?
They could be saying, they could be protecting both their value. Yeah, because that's why they gave him the contracts and that. You know what I mean? So when Marseille comes in with a cheeky bid of £16 million,
you gotta say he's on 100 grand a week. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? That's what you have to say to them, isn't it?
And the thing is Marseille, I don't know whether they're going to be able to afford to pay him 100,000 a week. So I don't know what he's agreed personal terms with Marseille on a 5-year deal, but I don't know.
He's probably taking a pay cut, but he ain't saying nothing until the deal gets done. Yeah.
So I suppose what Marseille are looking at, because there's not much money in the French league at the moment. PSG are the only ones that have really got the clout. But I suppose Marseille don't want to be putting a lot of money into the fee and then have to pay them high wages as well. So
Well,
those are some of the stumbling blocks. Do you know what I mean?
Was there a release course on him? Was there a release course on these guys?
On
the Arsenal guys that you're trying to sell?
No,
there's no release courses on them.
No.
Because you see, that's where
what they'll probably put in there is what they will probably put in their contracts now is a sell-on clause. Now I think a lot of clubs are doing that.
Everyone doing that. Yeah,
so,
but because how we understand that when if you trigger the buyout fee, you got to put all the money up front. This is why what we did. We paid more than the buyout fee. For Zerzik, so we could pay in installments. Otherwise, you have to pay the whole 50 million or 60 million.
I don't think none of our players have got a release clause. I don't know. I mean, even like the amount of money we spent on Declan Rice, I don't know if he's got a release clause, to be honest. I really don't know.
He must have, because that fee was heavy, Norms. For £100 million player, there has to be a release clause and a sell-on clause. That's a lot of investment, you know what I mean? If he blows up this season and Real Madrid come knocking or Barcelona come knocking, and he said, I fancy a couple of years in Spain, and Arsenal sell him on, you would have hoped that when they did this deal, that, okay, you can go there. We're going to get a fee, and we're going to get the add-ons, if you go and win the Champions League and all these things, money comes back to Arsenal. That's what I was explaining last week about the Greenwood thing. Like, it sounds crazy, but I get why they did it, so someone would take him.
Mm.
And in taking him, they're going to reap some benefits back if they sell him on. If he has a breakout season, they might struggle to keep him. And so you have to look at it and say, yeah, it sounds mad, but they needed him to be playing football, regular football, so that they could put him, so he could be put back in the shop window for them to sell him like they just sold him. So it sounds crazy, but sometimes you got to do deals that are not favourable to make them favourable down the line. So I'm actually okay with it to a point, even though it sounded crazy. I'm like, you know what? He weren't playing for anybody. He's kicking football in his backyard and trying to do a bit of gym work. That's not going to sell him if you're not going to bring him back into the Man United fold. And when they tested the waters, the backlash was already too heavy. Nah, you know what? Let this kid. And I think even himself, Mason said, yeah, you know what? Yeah, it's not for me, man. This press will never let me breathe. Let me go kick ball abroad. So fair play to him, you know.
No Jadon Sancho, will he stay or will he go?
Even that, Norms, you would have thought that something would have happened. Like, you know, we heard what we heard.
You still keep hearing noise. That,
yeah.
And
apparently, whoever's done has agreed personal terms with him.
Right.
It would be a case of what fee would Man United try and want to recruit from? What was it 85 mil we paid, weren't it?
Yeah, a lot of money.
85 mil.
And he's on a lot of that as well.
Yeah, so he's on we paid 85, he's on 350 a week or thereabouts. So you probably can't let him go for less than 40, 45.
Yeah.
Otherwise you might as well keep him because you're committed, aren't you? But what you don't want is a player that's just showing face that don't really want to be there. If he really doesn't want to be at Old Trafford because he really can't take this manager and he just made up because he was told to make up with him, then just get him gone. And I've said that. And I've got nothing against Jadon. I just think this manager's here for now, as far as we're concerned. And you have to remember, Norm, and a lot of people that didn't see this, he didn't sign a new contract, Eric Ten Hag. They just triggered his extension. Yeah. Which speaks volumes for me. No contract extension tells me that they still ain't sure about this brother. But they're going to let it slide.
If I tell you, come December,
if he's way off the pace.
I'm
hearing Man United channel saying, yeah, we're looking at 6th place. 6th after this revamp. I mean, man, if that's what they're saying, and this is guys that know football.
Maybe it's just to take the pressure off. I think maybe Ineos is sort of playing this kind of mind game to take the pressure off of the team and whatever, and just go out there and enjoy yourself. So we'll see what happens. But the problem with Man United, it's very hard to take the pressure off you because you're such a high-profile club.
We live in the media, Norms. We literally live every day in the media.
And your fans are just relentless. You get what I'm saying? They're relentless. So yeah, it's hard to say play underneath. You know that?
You said this question from Junior here.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about this kid, Norm.
Right. So listen, this guy's been scoring up the place in the youth team. 16 years old.
Right. 16.
Chidi Obi as Junior Martins. I don't know if he's related to Junior. But I think Junior's got Danish cousins, but he's Danish. 16 years old. Yeah. Been scoring up the place. Like he's ahead in terms of physicality and just what he does in that age group. So he's like some games. I think if I read in how many games he's scored 32 goals in like 34 games. Something like that. Wow. One game he scored something like 7 goals or 10 goals or whatever. So he's a bit of a crazy one. Now, Arsenal trying to keep him, give him a new contract because you get to 17, you can sign your first professional pro contract. So they had to obviously try and persuade him to stay. Now there was talk that Arsenal were going to offer him 15,000 a week. He's 16. Remember that he's 16. So let me. I'm going to show you what. I'm going to show you what going with Man United. So obviously Van Nistelrooy got involved. He was looking at other clubs, so he kept his options open. So he was looking at other clubs in Europe, but it looks like he's got his heart set on going to Man United. Man United obviously offer him. I said it in the chat about offering him a pathway to the first team. Now, one thing Arteta's guilty of, I don't think he gives a pathway in
For the
terms of youngsters, making it through and getting through to the first team. And I think that was the worry for him, because I think he wanted to be guaranteed that he was at least guaranteed to play in the under 21s. I think Arteta, he played in like the under 16s and sometimes in the under 21s, but he was looking at pathway to the first team. Now, from what I understand, Man United are going to offer him 30 grand, double his wages.
Oh wow!
He's on more money than some of our first teamers.
That's money, isn't it?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Right? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah.
So I'm going to assume that our scouts have been to watch this kid.
Well, I would assume so. Why they've taken him off of him? It looks like Fabrizio Romano's come out and said that that's probably what's going to happen. It looks like that's the place. He wants to go and end up going. He feels that that's the pathway for him there. Which, in some sense, I do agree. Eric Ten Hag does, and Man United do give chances to.
Yes. To be fair,
as opposed to Arsenal,
whether it's injuries that have forced him, he's still done it.
I mean, we've got Ethan Nwaneri. I can't pronounce his surname. Nwaneri, and he made his debut at 15 and some days. He was one of the youngest players. I can't remember what game he came in. It was we beat the team, but he just came on for the last 15, 20 minutes. Now, the thing is, what's he saying? Gabriel was on the same money as Nketiah and Nelson, which I find ludicrous.
Who is Gabriel?
Gabriel, yeah. Jesus.
Is it?
No, Gabriel. It's got to be Gabriel Mangalese.
The defender.
It cannot be Gabriel Jesus. It's got to be Mag. Or it depends which Gabriel you're talking about. Is it Gabriel Martinelli? Are we talking Gabriel Martinelli? Can either be Gabriel Martinelli or Gabriel Mangalese. It'd probably Martinelli, because Jesus is on more money. I know Jesus is on 200 plus, so it's got to be either Martinelli.
I'm thinking about this kid. Yeah. Now we have Kai Rooney.
Okay, cool.
Around the same age, at United, playing in the under 16s or under 17s. So this deal actually makes sense if you're looking at not having to overpay for youngsters in 2 to 3 years' time. Yeah, remember Wayne Rooney was breaking through at 16 years old.
Yeah.
I've been watching clips of the kid, and Rooney saying he feels like his kid is a better natural finisher than Rooney. Wow. I was saying, get out of here, Wayne. What are you chatting about? I mean, I've seen some videos. This kid can hit a football, Noms. I mean, and so Man United could be thinking, we got to stop this big spending.
Yeah,
get them early, and then you just keep pulling them through the levels.
As long as Man United don't do it, as long as Man United don't do a Chelsea and start to flip them, because that's all Chelsea seem to be doing. Like they've just brought in another guy. It's just literally get them in, flip them in about 3 or 4 years time, get a bit of profit on that. You know what I mean?
We were linked with a Chelsea guy as well. No, one of the Chelsea young defenders.
Right?
Is it one of the young defenders? Chabala or someone like that. Chalaba. Yeah, I've seen the Chalaba link.
Chalaba is about 24, 25.
24, yeah.
He's still quite young, but he's been about.
It's shame that age line here, because obviously it's going to give me a rundown on him. Like you say, a lot of links, but the players that we want gone, as I said earlier, are not getting gone at the moment, and they're all getting their personal things done, and the clubs can't figure it out.
Agree on the fee, but I think, as you say, D, it is really, before they can really do anything serious, is you've got the problem of the players that have agreed these personal terms, but it's the fee that matters. Now, if you can't get the likes of McTominay out, Casemiro,
Lindelof, there's a lot of players still.
You're stuck with guys on high wages.
Scott, because Scott, they're saying that Scott's done his personal deal.
Yeah.
Again, it's the fee.
Yeah.
So sometimes I think you got to look at it now.
It's Fulham and Fenerbahce, I think.
Yeah, two clubs that fancy Scott. So I got to look at it and say, sometimes you got to cut your losses, Norms, just to clear the decks.
Yeah.
I'm not saying give them away, because Jason was saying that we tend to not do good deals and just give players away. But what I'm saying is that if you got players literally turning teams down because they're waiting for United to sell players, get the players gone and sometimes you got to take it on the chin.
Yeah.
Because we'll make the money back, Norm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll make the money back. We always do.
Yeah.
So we're not being careless under these guys, which is, I'd like to see that. But I just think you're holding on for an extra 4 or 5 mil. Neither here or there, really, in the bigger scheme of things. When the squad needs strengthening, you got Ugarte, you got all these guys just waiting in the wings to say, I thought we were doing a deal. What on?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Listen, we're coming for you, but we've got to get rid of these 4. We've got to get rid of these 4. Get rid.
And the problem is that at some point they'll just get, because the season is coming, they're getting impatient, and then
they're going to land late, Norm.
Exactly. Yeah.
And not in sync with the team, and then the fans are going to moan at them.
Yeah.
So what about no pre-season with the team?
Yeah.
What do you want?
And as I said, you start off in terms of getting in Zertsky, Euro. Obviously, he's injured, so we don't know what the extent of that is and how long he'll be out for. But just going back to this Obi Chidi guy, so what they're saying as well is that he could be your third choice striker, as crazy as it sounds. Yeah,
because I don't see him doing an Ivan Toney deal now.
Yeah. Because at the moment, nobody knows what's going to happen. Because at the moment, does he? Because from what I heard, the striker for I don't know if it was Jason that mentioned or someone that the striker for Brentford got injured and he's going to be out for the new striker, didn't it? The new striker.
New striker.
Yeah. Because obviously they brought him in and they got him in quite early. Yeah,
with the look to move on Ivan.
Yeah, with Ivan. But now with him being injured, do you know what I mean?
Well, they still got and Bomo. They still got Wizard,
but they're not. They're more attacking.
They're more wing. Yeah.
They're more wingers. That you know.
So Ivan might not be going anywhere until January.
He might not go. He might not
I'll
go.
still take him in January.
Yeah, listen.
I'll take him in January.
Yeah. I think he's got about a year left on his contract, but he's kind of flirted with by saying that he wouldn't mind playing for Arsenal when he did that documentary. So
it actually makes sense, Norm, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If you think about it, you don't have to move yard or nothing.
Nothing. That's
right. Just moving training grounds and stadiums. It's an easy fix for him.
Yeah, and
that's why I think he may not come north, Norm. I think Ivan wants to stay in London. I'm convinced of it.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't go Tottenham. I pray God he don't go Tottenham. Do you know what I mean?
And there was rumours with that as well, Norm, a few weeks back.
Yeah. I mean, Tottenham, they've been linked with the likes of Eze and Ivan Toney. I mean, even this mad thing now, because Victor Osimhen, this deal that they're trying to do, where Lukaku will go to Napoli on a permanent, but Osimhen, who was had a buyout clause of 110 million now, that's been lowered,
yeah.
But he could go to Chelsea on loan. Listen to this, with an option to buy. So they would do a swap deal where what's the name will go to Lukaku.
Lukaku will go for permanent
on a permanent, so that big wage will come off there. Look, Lukaku, is 31 now, so
he's on peas, Exactly. Lukaku's on money,
They need to take that. They need to take that big wage, off of the books, But then Victor Osimhen would come in. He's happy to probably come because he wants to come to the Premier League. I think the worry was, and I think as sort of alluded to it, is that it's the wages, because the problem is if he comes to Chelsea, the sort of wage that you're going to be looking at is going to be quite high.
What's going to be Lukaku wages that you just saved?
Yeah, but then the thing is, the problem is the parity with all the other players, because what they're trying to do is because they've got a lot of youngsters in there, their wage pool is quite low. Yeah. So you're then bringing Victor Osimhen, who's on this really high wage. So I don't know what the deal will be, but David Ornstein came out and said that is something that could happen. When Ornstein speaks or Fabrizio talks, something's going to happen. But then the people from Osimhen's camp was saying that actually no, if he goes, he needs to go on a permanent, not on no option to buy or whatever.
Oh, right. Oh, so they're digging their heels in.
Yeah, so there's different noises coming out, but nobody's really sure. But I'll tell you, if Chelsea get him, that's get him in that squad. Yeah. I'm not saying it's going to win them the league, but it will make them strong in terms of the up front, because they do need somebody up front. They definitely need somebody. I
just feel, Norm, he was really poor.
Chile. What are you saying, bro?
Chile, you soft lad. Well, I
Good
go
to
on,
see you,
Reggie.
man. I need to bell you, man. Listen, I hope you're keeping well.
Yeah.
Family's well. And I know, you know, I mean, I haven't really kind of mentioned anything, so I'm not going to say anything. So it's up to you if you want to put it in the chat. But big up to you. Good to see you in the chat, man. Great to have you on the show as well. And,
Chile, while you're on there, Chile, as well, I've reignited the league. So once you pick your team, you'll see that you just get added automatically because I haven't changed it. I've just
is
left
this
the
the
league.
fantasy? The fantasy.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go on and put the code in the chat because I remember Craig was asking about it. So I did it. I did it before the weekend, and I just forgot to say to you guys that I've just all I had to do was just sign on, pick my team, and just activate the league that I had and some of the leagues that I'm in. So so we go again.
I can't remember who was asking. Who was asking that they wanted? Was it?
Yeah, I think it was Craig.
Was it Craig was asking?
Yeah, Craig was asking towards the end of last season.
I don't know if you want to type the link in the chat, D. So that
yeah, I'm just gonna go on my phone now. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go on my phone while we're live here and just
yeah.
And he says
You couldn't do it. So good to have you on the show, brother. And I hope to see you soon. I know you've got a lot of things going on, but yeah, really pleased to see you in writing.
Yeah.
But so yes, it's mad, D. It's mad. But talking about dynasty and Ineos looking to build a £2 billion stadium, or wants to build a £2 billion stadium. And I suppose the question I asked you: would you have the players to do this? Now, 100,000 seater stadium where you will be
imagine
building it next door to the old stadium.
That's right.
I don't know how long it will take. So you're going to knock down the old stadium. Does that mean that you're going to go and play somewhere else, or what's the situation there?
If that
happens.
If you look at it, I actually think I actually think they may try and do a deal with City where they rotate and we play a couple of years there while they rebuild.
You definitely fill out their stadium.
Well, that's the thing. I think we make a lot of money for them. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because if you think about it, it would mean that the stadium staff could get work every weekend rather than every other weekend. Where City are away, the Man United play at home at theirs. That would make sense in terms of travelling and staying in Manchester for the bulk of the fan base. Whether United will want to do that because the arch enemy and all that, I'm not sure if I want. Okay.
Yeah, Chile. I mean, sorry, we'll come back to the stadium, but Chile.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
I mean, listen. At one time, they were talking nearly 80 to 100 mil.
Right.
The price, I think, has dropped to around about 50. The Thomas Frank came out earlier on in the season, was sort of saying or earlier part of the window was saying listen, we wouldn't want him to go, but he's not going to go cheap. Yeah. So you're hearing figures around about the 50 to 60 million pound mark. As I said, he's got a year left on his contract. So I don't know, Joe. So we'll have to just watch his space to see what happens. I'm sure come nearer the deadline day, it'll probably hot up with him. But yeah, at the moment, nobody really, not much noise. I mean, obviously in January, there was a lot of noise around us getting him, but yeah.
But I suppose as well, Norm, he's gone on holiday after the Euros.
Yeah.
So maybe that's part of it. Obviously, at the Euros, no one's gonna push us in because he's focused on the Euros.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to assume that, like the others, he's got 3 weeks annual leave away from football. So when he comes back for pre-season, then you may see some noise. Yeah. As well. We got all of August, right, in the transfer window. That's right.
Yeah. So the deadline day is the 1st of September. I think the window closes or something.
Okay. Yeah. So you still got all of August. So the 1st of August tomorrow. So you literally got 31 days.
Yeah.
To get.
I just say, D, you would hope that these deals that are in the pipeline for all our clubs, that they're further down the road than what we think, and I think that's where the frustration comes. Because we really don't know what's going on. We're just like with a lot of people, unless you're in the know, like the likes of Fabrizio Aldenstein, who get first-hand news and whatever. We're just speculating, and this is what makes the transfer window exciting because it's like, is he coming? Is he not coming? Do you know what I mean? So it's just very much up in the air. So that's what makes deadline day especially a thing for people when it comes to like my son. He just likes the idea of a team site like our team. He can like, I don't care who it is. As long as we sign somebody, he just likes the idea of signing
somebody.
But no, we didn't sign someone that's decent. You know what I mean? We got to sign someone.
That's it. Yeah,
you know
exactly.
We got to sign someone that's decent. But so just going back to and Chile has alluded to this.
Yeah.
If you do go ahead with this £2 billion spend, now look, you're talking 100,000 seater stadium. Yeah, that's 30 odd thousand extra seats or 28,000 extra seats. Yeah, because your stadium holds 75,000. So 25,000. 77,000, right?
77,000. Yeah, Old Trafford. Yeah.
Listen,
100,000 is wild, isn't it? No?
And I mean, I've not seen any artist impressions yet of it, but it's going to generate.
I saw something. I should have posted this.
Okay.
It was like a AI thing. I don't know if it was. And
if that's
and it was the whole village. Basically making it a whole day out. Go for dinner at multi-restaurants, ice skating ring and all kind of madness going on.
Yeah,
and I saw
because I got the place for it. A couple of Beyonce concerts, you know.
Take the
what's the name away from.
Yeah, it's gonna have the roof and staging underneath the pitch and all kind of stuff there. It really is.
Yeah.
He's
away with his
family.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. 35, 40. Yeah, 40 M's. That's about right, Chile. Yeah.
If we're going for about 35, 40 mil, I think Arsenal should have a little dab at that as well.
That's a good shout, isn't it? That's a good shout.
Yeah,
He's not going to let you down. You give Ivan that. When it comes to the football side, forget the gambling nonsense, but the football side of him, he's very dedicated. He keeps himself in good condition, and he'll work hard for the team. If he's getting his minutes, he'll work hard for the team. So for 40 M's, and like I say, for both of your teams, you haven't got this stress about him coming to a different city and having to settle in or settling his family.
Slots right in.
Just changing training grounds, changing stadiums in the same city. You don't have to move out or nothing. So that's why I think he will stay in London.
And listen, he's a Liverpool supporter now, and I've got a little concern. I know we're sort of flipping between, the stadium build and all of that if it happens, but Liverpool, a little bit concerned about Liverpool and they've not spent anything yet. I was talking to my missus. She goes, they've bought something. I said, they haven't. I said, check it out. You maybe gone out, but you've not bought anybody in. And obviously, Arnie Slot, the slot machine, Kofi Klopp. Listen, you've got Trent Alexander, who looks like he's going to stay. Yeah, he looks like he's going to stay, D.
Yeah. But isn't Trent's vice captain in there now? Has he got the vice? Him and Van Dijk, and Van Dijk captain, him vice.
Yeah, but I think maybe if he goes and sits down and negotiates a new deal with Liverpool, because listen, he's got a year left. Yeah.
Yes, he has.
Or next season, next summer. That's when he goes. Same with Van Dijk, same with Salah. Now these are three key players. I think the goalkeeper's got about 2 years left on his contract, so 2 to 3 years. And Kanate and a couple of those players got. But Van Dijk, Salah, and Trent. Now, Trent is probably the key person because, look, he was spotted in Real Madrid with not Real Madrid. He was spotted in Los Angeles with what's his name? What's the guy that plays for Real Madrid? Bellingham, Luke.
Jude. Okay.
Bellingham. But people were running with it saying, "Oh, he's on his way to Real Madrid." They're just good friends, yeah. But listen, Real Madrid will come knocking, yeah. Real Madrid will come, and if he doesn't sign a contract, or he just leaves it and lets the contract run down, he can start talking to that. And Real Madrid will probably wait and try and get him on a free. He's only 24. Now, and my thing is this, and I don't understand him. And if Kofi's he's in the chat or he's not or whatever, I just want to know why Liverpool are letting these players run their contracts down. Arsenal was doing the same thing with a lot of their players. Why are they letting them run their contracts down? And now, what I mean? And now, I'm hearing that Michael Edwards and Arnie, they want to assess the team. You're now, tomorrow will be the 1st of August, yeah? And you've not bought anybody, right? Now, the team that you're going in with, will it be good enough? You know what I mean? Will it be good enough to, probably a challenge for the title? Last season, they dropped off. Yeah, you've got a new manager. You've got no fresh people in. What's going to happen there? I heard that they're linked with Anthony Gordon from Newcastle, who he was recently.
Yes, I saw that in a week. Yeah,
75 mil of what Newcastle want for him, but I don't think Liverpool are prepared to do that. But if that happens, it would be Gomez going the other way. So Gomez worth about 30 mil, 45 mil. So buy player plus cash sort of thing. So I don't know, So anybody, if you're interested, that's the thing there. So Craig, if you're interested and you want to join it, check that out or check it back out on replay. That's what we'll probably do is we'll keep putting it in the chat weekly so that you guys can join it. But
well, you know what I'll do, Norm? I'll click this over to our one so that you can put that in your other one as well. In your other group. I'll click that over to our.
But for those people that were the existing people that were on it, obviously.
Does
it send them a like a reminder link thing or what?
No. As soon as you pick your team, it will automatically add you.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So as soon as you go on,
like my missus now, she would need to. I need to send her.
No. Once she signs in and picks her team,
I would automatically set her back up.
And saves it. It will automatically send it to that league.
I'll let her know then. I'll let her know. I'll let her know. What's this? Yeah, he just got to change the destination in his TomTom.
Exactly.
Stay in his yard. I don't know if he has kids in school, but if he has, they won't have to change schools yet.
No, exactly.
Definitely.
It's definitely easier for him to stay in London.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me if you, Tottenham or Chelsea, like later on, because I think even Chelsea, there's still a lot of pressure on a young Nicholas Jackson. So they might think, let's get Nicholas.
But Nicholas, he's not really, you got Nkunku, but he's not really a striker, is he?
Nkunku,
but Nkunku injury prone. That's the problem. So we'll see what happens, because it could be a case. It could be a case that they might make a late play for Ivan, towards the end, deadline day signing. So we'll see what happens. We might see some surprises on deadline day. But so listen, if it does happen and you go and spend this money, 100,000 extra revenue, but the players, it's a building process, and as I said, Ineos are doing their business off the pitch, and they put their money where their mouth is, which is really good. But they've now got to start building and just take their time. Don't go. Do you know what I mean? Because you don't want it to all come with it. You want
because if you look at the stadium, I'm trying to think. You guys talk about what 2.5, 3 years to build yours. Thereabouts. So it's the same thing. You know what I mean? So in that time, the team has to get consistent, and if we can do what Arsenal did, and keep qualifying for Champions League while the stadium's being built, I think you'll attract better players, knowing that.
Because that's
when this is done, I'm playing at a £2 billion stadium when it's finished. You know what I mean? Players will get hyped like that.
It's probably going to be, as Chile said,
great pulling point.
It's probably going to be one of the best stadiums if it doesn't outdo. What saying that? How much did the Tottenham stadium cost, Chile? Do you know what the price was? I can't remember. It was quite expensive.
Even Real Madrid one. The new one, the closing. I mean, it's insane, Norm. I mean, just to look at. I would go to Madrid just so I can go to that stadium and do the stadium tour to say, rah.
I mean,
it's what you have done.
When we played you guys in LA.
See that stadium, Norm?
Selfie Stadium. That's Stan Kroenke Stadium.
Exactly, bro.
And I think to myself, yo.
Because Saeed and them were saying it's ridiculous.
It's absolutely. And I'm saying the way things are going and the money that's coming in, and we look at that and say, wow, look at Man United Stadium, look at Tottenham Stadium, even though I think it's a toilet bowl, but you know what I mean, it is what it is. But you know what I mean? But the Salford Stadium, as Frank was saying, is absolutely unreal. Now, there was talk, Josh Kroenke was doing an interview this week, and he did mention about, so I was looking up and doing a little bit of research to find out whether the Emirates Stadium can be expanded, and I think it can be expanded.
Yeah.
To what size, I don't know, but there have been initial talks. But I think what will happen is if this thing happens, because I don't think you personally would want the stadium knocked down and rebuilt. Is that right, Dean? Is that what you would want rather than rather than renovating the existing?
Yeah, I think to renovate Old Trafford just because of how they let it get.
Yeah,
I think there's no point now. You've let it get too far.
Yeah.
So just start again, and I think the real fans will be okay for a 3-year project of a rebuild.
Right.
You know what I mean? It just is what it is. And the only issue is that the season ticket holders they will take up the bulk of the seating, so it'd be even harder to get games in those 3 years while we're building, 2 to 3 years, whatever it is, while we're building. But then the fan base is gonna have to put up with that for now. You know, because there's nowhere. I don't think there's any stadium up north apart from ours that is bigger than the City Stadium.
No.
So to accommodate your season, because what they don't want to do is lose season ticket money while they're building, because that don't balance the books, is it? So if they can find a stadium that at least accommodates their season ticket holders,
because City Stadium owes around about 50,000, doesn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Right. So just say
50,000.
Just say we got like about 42,000 season ticket holders at Old Trafford, which I think were there or thereabouts, and about another 30,000 on the waiting list.
Yeah.
Remember, Jason was telling me some figures. It was mad. Like, and now you can't even get on the waiting list, Norm. The waiting list is so big you can't get on it, which is ridiculous. So I have no fear that we can fill 100,000 seats at home games.
Yeah, definitely.
Both in Champions League.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of okay, yeah. So Man City Stadium is 53,400.
Wow.
So that's their capacity.
Right. So
you're looking at
we're selling that. We're selling that out every game.
You're selling that out, but the problem is then there's 20,000 odd still because you've got 77,000.
Yeah. But I think the season ticket. I might be wrong here, but I reckon the season ticket's around 40. I think it's around 46 or 47,000 season ticket holders. So straight away, you have to accommodate them, and the rest of the tickets are going to go to the away team, aren't they? Pretty much, and corporate. So just say you give the away team 4,500, 5,000 tickets, and the rest goes corporate, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So you're fans like me that just goes to Manchester every couple of months to go and try and watch a game. Ain't gonna happen for me. I'm not gonna get in.
Yeah.
Unless I know a season ticket holder that is away on holiday and says, "Yeah, man, buy my season ticket on me." Because Saeed and them guys, they're all season ticket holders. Noureddin, Saeed, they've all got season ticket holders at United. So,
it's a question there. D, how much of your deadwood have you got rid of? We've done about 5 from 11. This as important as bringing in new talent.
Yeah, this is the problem, Chile. We're struggling. We have at least 5 players that have agreed personal terms, and they can't agree the fee with the clubs. So the players are getting their part done, and whoever it is, Man United, Galatasaray, Man United, Fulham, whoever, just sticking on the fees because we've overpaid for so much players we want gone. And like I say, this August month is so key, as me and Norm were saying earlier, that hopefully, Chile, if we can shift McTominay, Victor Lindelof, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and maybe you can use Salford's ground. I swear, this guy. You imagine, Chile? That would
Gary Neville would love that, would he?
He'd love that, wouldn't he? Oh, Neville would. I don't even know what it holds, Salford. It probably holds about 5,000, didn't it, or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Wow,
Gary Neville's a proper businessman, though.
And the City ground is really our only option, unless we come and play our home games at Wembley. You imagine? That's insane.
Yeah,
because that puts the pressure back on the fans to travel to London now. Season ticket holders travel to London for home games.
I mean, Tottenham done it for a couple of years,
which can work because you're in the capital.
They're in London, so London, yeah.
But as much as we've got offices, we got Man United offices in London, but you wouldn't want 50,000 season ticket holders traveling to Wembley for every home game. That's insane.
That's crazy.
Unless you're going to put on trains and coaches for them, And even then, it's a long old day, isn't it? You know what I mean? Down to London for every home game.
But look, if it does happen, I mean, look, I suppose it's early stages now, but the ambition is there, and I suppose what this will do, this knock-on effect, because it's like these trends in it. So all of a sudden, you know, Man United do build this stadium. You know, the top bosses in Arsenal go look and go, hang on a minute, we're not going to be able to get an extra 40,000 seats in that stadium, but we will try and get as near to you guys, you know, maybe extend it to maybe say a 70 to 80,000 seat stadium. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And whatever renovation, because of the way it's built, you know, it'd be interesting to know how that do that. But I mean, Tottenham, I think, holds about 63,000. So they've got the second biggest stadium, followed by, I think it's Arsenal, Emirates. Then I think it's either Newcastle or Man City, then Newcastle, and that. And then obviously, I think Ez was saying in our chat that, you know, they want to move. They don't really want to move the stadium because they've got, what's the name, Osgood, his ashes buried underneath there. So a lot of sentimental Chelsea fans don't want to. Don't want to move.
No, can you see me? Sorry, can you see me on the screen?
Yeah, go out and come back in, because
because I can't even see myself on the screen.
You're frozen. You're frozen.
Am I?
You're frozen.
Wow,
Yeah, you're frozen.
Mate.
I can hear your voice. I can hear your voice. But
Crazy,
frozen.
isn't it? That was going on tonight. All right.
Yeah. But yeah, so whilst he's doing that, I'll wait for him to come out and go back in. So a lot of players, a lot of teams, and a lot of owners are going to look at the build for United and think, well, you know what I mean, we need to increase because there's so much money in the Premier League right now, and a lot of, you know, players want to come to the Premier League. So when you've got that big shiny new stadium competing, you know, Barcelona, you know, they're doing their stadium or have done it already, and then you've got Real Madrid doing their stadium. Let's add Big D back. You're good. You're back now. You're back. You're back. You're back. You're back. But yeah, so I'm just saying, with you, if it does happen with your big new shiny stadium, you've got Real Madrid shiny stadium, Barcelona, you've got Tottenham there. Do you know what I mean?
A lot. Yeah.
Big D throws what would be a great waxwork work. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy. But as I say, when you kind of build that kind of stadium with the facilities and all of that, you want to be bringing world-class players there.
A lot of pressure as well, no.
Yeah, in order to get those world-class players, you need to be consistently finishing in that top four.
Yep.
You're winning trophies because you've won a Carabao Cup and you've won an FA Cup, but now you've not won the Premier League for what going on over 10 years now. Is that right? Yeah.
It's over 10 years now.
Yeah. And Champions League
2013 season, 2012-2013 season.
When was the last time you won the Champions League? 2007?
2008, I think.
2008.
Hold on.
And I can't even talk.
I think it was
we haven't done it.
I think it was a. Got me thinking now, no? because the last league was definitely 12.
Yeah.
12-13, and then Fergie retired.
Yeah.
And we ain't won it since. So I reckon 2008.
Yeah.
Season.
Okay.
Yeah, 2007, 2008.
Listen, lots of pressure, lots of work for both our teams. You know what I mean? We've gone with the Premier League now. It's 20 years, and coming up to 21 years next year. So
it's a lot in it,
it's crazy, and we've not won the Champions League. So I'm hoping that Arteta is building a team for the future to win now, not for the future, to win now. Next season, I'm expecting to win a trophy. Yeah, if it's the big years, let's do it. If it's the Premier League, let's do it. If it's the FA Cup, let's do it. Yeah. But we need, because my idea of improving is that we've come within 2 points of losing out to Man City last season. This season, all right, if we lose out by 1 point and we win a trophy, all right, it just means that
it's still progress, but it's still progress. Yeah,
it's progress because we won a trophy. But if we don't win anything, we need to talk, bro. We need to talk. A lot of people don't like to hear that noise, but we need to talk.
And the thing is, and this is the hard thing, because by this window, by the end of next season, this really is an Arteta team.
Yeah.
And so, do you look at it and say, this is a guy's team? Someone's going to come in here and may not like half of these players, and do the Cronkies say, okay, let a new guy come in?
Look at those stats there. Look at those stats.
21 years without a league cup, 31 years without a league cup, a European Cup, 4 years without an FA Cup. Yeah, it's not. It doesn't really.
For a team of our, that's what I'm trying to say, D. For a team of our stature, with the amount of money that Arteta's spent, since he's taken over the club, he's got no excuses, mate. Yeah, the project.
If you look at it,
the process is gone now. You've gotten your players. Yeah, you've had 12 transfer windows.
Yeah,
I need to see something, man. I need to see. something.
Because if you look at it, Norm, there's no team in Europe that has been as patient with a manager as Arteta.
Yeah, and he's fortunate because
as in big teams that are playing Champions League football, no one's been as patient. Yeah,
Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich. Yeah, these are big teams. Yeah. I wouldn't say Man United to a degree, because Man United are acting like Arsenal right now. You know what I mean? We're just like we're accepting. Just being there, and just being a part of the party sort of thing. But we don't want to go and win the top honours. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're just there. Now we need to get back to winning ways. We need to get back to those days when our teams were rivaling each other. Those are the days, the 90s, the early 2000s. Those are the days that I want to see coming back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to... Yeah, go on.
If you look at what Eric Ten Hag said when all this stuff was going on, where they were allegedly interviewing and all that, he said, they went around the world and they realized they already have the best manager. Now, for me, that's chess. So I'm not trying to hear you finish sixth. I'm just not. I'm saying, if you're saying that they've looked at all the managers around the world and they still decided that you were the best man, you're saying that. They're not saying that. You're saying that. As in Eric Ten Hag, you're blowing your own trumpet. I don't want to hear no excuses. Don't want to hear nothing about injuries, because at the moment they're bringing in players that you are giving the nod to as well. So they're your players. They're not Ineos' players. They're your players. You can't be saying, "Oh, Ineos bought all these players for me, and I had to figure it out." You're saying you wanted that. You're giving Højlund a number 9 shirt. You're doing these things. Yeah. So I don't think he's got anywhere to hide, Norm, this season.
No, listen, Ineos are giving him the tools. Yeah. The director of football, Brady, Wilcox, and all those guys. They're saying, this is the brand of football we want. We're giving you the money to get the type of footballers for you to go and play football that you see you couldn't do with your team a couple of seasons ago. Right. You came out and said, I can't work anything with this team. They can't play.
Right.
So
plus
I
the two coaches, Norm.
Counter-attack football.
Yeah. Plus the 2 new coaches who were managers in their own right.
Exactly.
And came to be your assistants. They downgraded as in terms of their status, not club, to be your assistants when they were both managing teams.
And that's to take that. I mean, look, Van Nistelrooy, PSV.
Right. So, PSG is not a sloppy team.
PSV, no, and he done well. He done quite well with him. So for him to drop down and to become an assistant,
I'll be your assistant.
Yeah.
I look at it and say, are they setting him up? Because I think it's easier to fire him now.
Yeah. Of course,
because you got 2 managers as your assistants.
Yeah.
So you don't have to look for compensation. Nope. You say, Rude, you're up next, or the other guy, you're up next. It's as easy as that now, isn't it? And I think it's smart. It's smart movement. Yeah. So he's got to be looking around and saying, they've surrounded me by managers to be my assistant.
Yeah.
I can't.
And I'm wondering. Listen, I know he's got more. He's got, because listen, when he was playing on, he was managing as assistant to Pep.
Yeah. So he's been there. He knows.
Yeah. So he knows. So I'm not saying he's looking at the other 2 and thinking, "Oh, I'm under a bit of pressure." I think the pressure is being put on him from the owners to say, "Look, you need to come true now." Yeah, I've given you coaches that are decent. I feel that they're decent and can get the best out of the players. I'm giving you the money now for you to go and get the players that you feel that can now play. We're sorting out the defense. We're trying to sort out the midfield, and to a degree, we've kind of sorted out the attack. Yeah. But there's still maybe question mark over, and you're saying over Højlund. is he the main starter? You've given him the number 9
is
shirt.
it him?
So is it him? Is he that man? Is he the man? Yeah. So we'll see what happens there. But I just want to finish lastly before we come down and just the pre-season. Now, listen, we know pre-season it's for teams to just get their fitness back and that. And people, a lot of, especially the players, the managers, they don't really look at the results and that. Now, look, Chelsea the other day played Celtic. They lost 4-1.
Yeah.
Should there be concerns? Because I know Maresca is trying to play this at the back. I think he's, playing with those inverted right back and left back things. And some people are saying that the team are not getting it at the moment. Now, obviously this is his second, in terms of managerial stint. He's not been, management for a long time. Okay, so this is a big club, Chelsea. Now, listen, they started off well from what I understand. I didn't see the game. They started off quite well. But then attacking-wise, it's just why I think they need a Victor Osimhen to maybe come in, or a striker, because they just couldn't finish their dinner. But then they're getting opened up too easy. And one of the things that Maresca said is that we will concede goals. Now, they've got a couple of more pre-season games to play. I know they've got to play. Let me just be. I think the pre-season games that they've got is. Let me see. What was the pre-season game? I think it's this one here. Oh, hold on. It's this one here. So pre-season games, Chelsea, they played Celtic, who they lost 4-1 to. And then they go and play Club America. They should win that game. If they don't, then might need to look at that. And then they play Man City August the 3rd in Ohio. And then they go and play Real Madrid on August the 7th. And then Chelsea versus Inter Milan. Now, if they're getting beaten by Celtic 4-1, now I'm just saying, I know pre-season, pre-season, but you don't want to be going into
season being slapped.
Off the back, being slapped.
Yeah, you don't know.
I get it if you lose 1-0, 2-1, 2-0, whatever.
Yeah, there's no confidence there, Norm, is there?
Yeah, you're getting slapped 4-1 by Celtic. Yeah. Now, Celtic are pretty much, their season starts next week, I believe. So they're way down in terms of their preparation. Yeah. But it's just a pity Ez is not here. I was going to ask a question. Is there a concern when it comes to that? Because obviously, Man United, Arsenal, we've all done our preparation. We're still preparing because we've still got a few games to go and whatever. 2-1, you look at that. Man United started off really well against us in the first sort of 20 minutes, and then you kind of went back into your shell. We came into the game, got the equaliser. Some say it was offside, but it doesn't matter. We got the goal, and then Martinelli finishes it at 2-1. You win it on penalties. I see the point, whatever.
It just, you know what, Norm? It just felt like that 20-minute spell where we scored, it just felt like deja vu. It was almost like we played.
Well, you played well, though. You played well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we played well for 20 minutes.
You was
he got injured. After he scored, he got injured, didn't he? Holding got injured after 20 minutes. And then it just felt like same old United again.
Right,
where you guys just dominated, because even in that 20-minute spell, we could have scored twice.
Right.
And then I think, okay, didn't get that second goal. And then it just felt like we ran out of steam or ran out of ideas for the 20 minutes. And I just think, we can't. You can't. I don't want to see this on Friday night at Fulham. I don't want to see that opening game. Nothing but a win for me. Yeah. If you get
you're playing at home, so you've got the home advantage, so you should.
Yeah, but Norm, like we have, Jason said, don't look back, don't look through the past. But man, I'm scarred. Deja vu and all that. I don't want to see no deja vu at Old Trafford against Fulham, because Fulham will come there to play.
Oh yeah,
people like Pereira and these men.
And they gave you a game last season.
Yes, exactly.
They gave you
and so I look at that and I think, Eric, you got to figure this out. You know what I mean? And now obviously he's going to have to go with Zersic now as his main striker.
Yeah.
They're saying Rasmus is hamstrings again, but I remember last season he started with hamstrings again.
Yeah.
And so should he have taken more time off?
Yeah, and this is the
some
problem.
of them came back early because they wanted to, but you at the Euros, training every day and all the rest of it. Take the holiday, take some pressure off your body.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying with Kobe, I don't want to see him playing cage football in America on concrete. No, bro, you're on holiday. Take a break. Because remember, a lot of people don't realize that Kobe Mano didn't start playing football first until November, no. I think the middle of November towards the end when he came back from the injury. I don't want to see the same thing with Haaland because we're back down to one striker again.
Yeah, that's the
if
problem.
we don't purchase. It's just, as much as the structure, they've done a great job with the structure, but the playing squad is still a bit suspect, mate.
Yeah, you're still a bit worried on that
front.
front.
Still a bit suspect. Until we get some players gone, that squad is still suspect. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah. And it did show us how far we are from you guys as well. And you guys are not even at full strength.
We wasn't. That's the thing.
Right.
We wasn't
at full strength. You guys at full strength, not at full strength, it was still showing the difference in between the teams.
Yeah, because when the players, I mean, obviously we had a lot of youngsters and, players playing from the academy. And when we got into because the first I said I came down and watched the second half of the game because I was sleeping. So I came down and the only way I knew whether we was playing well or not is before I came into the room because my son was streaming it. So I looked at his face to kind of get an idea of, are we playing all right or not? And he said, Dad, first 20 minutes we was all over the place. And then we got into the game, got injured, and we settled down. We got into our rhythm and whatever. And this is about our main players. So, we will get better. You know what I mean? So pre-season, yes, I know a lot of people saying, don't look at the results. But then I'm a little bit concerned with Chelsea. Now, they've got a lot of youngsters. And I say
who weren't at the tournaments as well, Norm, for Chelsea. These guys weren't at the tournaments. So where's their excuse,
Yeah. And the thing is, for me, is I reeled out a number of the games, Real Madrid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Man City, I think Inter Milan.
They've got some decent games, Norm.
Right. So for me, they have to show up. Yeah, because yes, they're playing a lot of their youngsters and unknown people that we don't know, and they've still got a few of their players to come back. But you don't want to go into the season, being slapped up in every single, game. So I don't think they've. I don't think they've won a pre-season game yet because they drew with Wrexham and lost on penalties. I think.
That's right.
They lost 4-1 to Celtic, as we know, and then they play Club America. Now you would probably expect them to win that game. If they don't win that game, problems. Yeah.
Club America, is that South American team?
I don't know. I don't know who. I think it's just
America. I think there's South American team.
It could well be. It could well be versus Club America, and that's going to be played at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens there. But I was just asking the question: should they be concerned going into the Prem team? And Man City, the same thing. Listen, we know Man City have got a lot of their players missing as well.
Yeah.
So again, I don't think there's nothing to worry about with Man City. The only thing with Man City is that, apart from bringing in that player from Girona, they haven't really got anybody. And then Alvarez is talking about leaving. Not too sure what's going to be happening with the goalkeeper situation, whether he's going to go to the Saudi league or not. So I don't know, because obviously they want more for him. But at the moment, the bid that they put in, they rejected it. So we'll see with Edison what happens there. Whether he stays or they go with the Ortega guy and he becomes like the first team goalkeeper. But I was just answering the question. Should Chelsea be worried? But it would have been nice to have had Ez here to maybe answer that.
The thing is, if you look between the Euros and Copa America, a lot of their youngsters weren't involved.
Right.
And I was just, I'm looking at our teams. We had, I think, between us, we had at least 20 players involved in Copa America or in the Euros. So all these players they're not really back. I mean, obviously, Ericsson and Højlund came back, which I think is a mistake. Take your holiday. But the rest of them, your Luke Shaws, your Kobe, Bruno, Leacher, Garnacho. These guys were all still on holiday. So I'm not over concerned in a sense of these guys shouldn't take much bedding in because they're not new players. They just need to take a break from the football. So I'm actually okay with that they're not going to fly out. And I think some of them this week will come back to Old Trafford and start pre-season until the rest of them come back from tour. So that they're not going to fly out and join them.
I just said your first, friendly, which is the charity, is the charity shield cup. So you the thing is, the charity is a glorified, friendly cup.
Well, Pep counts it. Pep will count it, mate.
I know
Pep he's counting that. Pep's counting that.
Yeah,
you know what Pep's like.
Was it? We beat them? We beat them last. I think we beat
last year. That's right. Yeah, you have to count it now as a major trophy now.
We beat them on penalties.
Pep says it is a major trophy. It's the curtain raiser.
So it's just to kind of set the scene. Set the agenda for the year. So it's important. You want to get off to a good start. What I mean? So you will see where you're at because I'm sure what will probably happen, from what I understand, is Pep said he may well, or what I'm hearing is that he may well rest Haaland because they're not risk him for any other games because obviously he's got this niggling problem. Muscular or something that's is niggling him. So,
but that means Alvarez will get a lot of minutes until.
Well, this is it. But then what Pep is going to have to persuade him because he wants guaranteed that he's going to play in bigger games. That's what was said. He wants to play in games that matter. Yeah.
But if you see Pep though, Norm, Pep's ego is so big. He's not going to guarantee that. It's just not what he does. Yeah, he would just say to Man City, "Get him sold, and get me a player, get me another striker in the next 2 weeks."
Yeah.
I think
As I said,
it's
been quiet. It's been quiet on the City front, but they could just listen. They've probably got something in the pipeline, and they just drop it like that, boom, bang, and that's what they do. That's what they do.
Plus, Norm, City have shown that they can play good football with a false nine.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
So they probably won't even overthink it.
Yeah.
They've got the players to say, well, we can play without Erland and win games. We can play without Alvarez and win games.
Yeah.
And so, but I think he would still want to get another striker in because what you're going to find is that Erland will get more injuries. I think you're going to find that because
last season he was injured, and he sort of kind of. I think it was like after the Christmas period he came back. Maybe he just disappeared. It was like, what's happening? He found out that he had a foot injury. It was a foot injury.
That's right. Yeah,
took a bit of time to heal up and that. But now, as I say, he's still young. So I hopefully it's just something minor. I say hopefully. Well, let's hope. It's hopefully for a long time.
because I think now as well, after that first season for him, a lot of defenders sussed out how to play him. He's still very strong.
But he still ended up being top goal scorer again.
In what people consider a poor season for him.
Exactly, and he was injured. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. So that's shocking, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy. And I don't know what your thoughts on D, but can you imagine if they go on and do a 5p? I mean, geez. It's just ridiculous. I'm trying to say. So
norms.
I just
and this is no pressure,
Arsenal,
right?
Yeah.
This is no pressure, but at this moment in time, I'm only looking at Arsenal to compete with them. That's the truth. I'm being honest. I don't see Liverpool doing it. Chelsea are Chelsea. We are what we are. Tottenham. If Tottenham get Ivan and one other, Tottenham might have a bit of a purple patch. After that, I don't see, apart from you, man, I don't see anybody laying a glove on them.
I just think it's just that nearly, and you rightly say, with the bride, we turn up and then we
change our mind at the altar, man. Yeah, just run.
And run, you know what I mean? So I think, I just think,
you'll say, Arteta will say to Pep, it's not you, it's me.
I think we need to make those key signings. So that Moreno do. If that happens, it happens. And then look at the attacking side of it. So Leroy Sané, we're linked with him. Gyökeres, we're linked with him. Pedro Neto would be good. I know he's injury prone, but I wouldn't mind him as a backup to Saka.
That's from Wolves, isn't it? Wolves.
Yeah. And we play Wolves as our first, game of the season at the Emirates. So we'll see what happens. Just last thing from here, it says the first 6 games will tell me where Arsenal team are at the new season. And yes, we played Wolves, and then I think Aston Villa. We got 2 tough games away. Aston Villa, Tottenham away, and Man City away in those first 6 games.
6 games, yeah.
We've got Leicester.
That's a tough start, isn't it?
Leicester. I can't remember if Bournemouth are in there. So if listen, I'll tell you what. If we win those first 6 games. I'm not saying, because the season is long, but you want to make a good start. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, set yourself up for good progress.
And I think we did this in one of our streams some months back when the season was finishing, and then when the new I think it was so when the season finished, and then when the Premier League revealed who our games would be, fixtures would be, and I think we went through and said who would gain more points over that period. I think Arsenal came up quite well.
Yeah. I think we only had you dropping 2 points. I think
2 points or something like that. Yeah. Out of 18. So listen, we'll see what happens. We have got a really tough start to the season. After
I think that goes for any of us. If 18 points available and we get 16, then I don't think anyone's going to be crying about that. If you get 18, then even better. But if you get 16 out of 18 points available in an opening section of games, I think you'd be thinking, all right, we're settled down and let's kick on. So. Yeah, it's going to, like I said, it's going to be.
Looking at what Craig has said, if we lose 4 games by Christmas, we won't win the league. Simple as.
Imagine that. Crazy.
Fine margins, bro. Fine margins.
Yeah,
it is what it is, man. We need to sort it out. But people, before you leave tonight, hit the like button, subscribe and share it around. Get your mates and your friends to subscribe to the channel. As I say, we do a weekly What's Going On podcast show, looking at transfer. Whilst the window is still open, we will be looking at the window and seeing how we are progressing and how we are doing, and also looking at the pre-season games. There's still a way to go. Obviously, the curtain raiser next week Sunday, where Man United will play Man City. So we will be looking at that game, obviously, and seeing how that all pans out. But people. Well, thank you very much for your contribution, for everything that you've done. Thank you for those people that have subscribed to the channel and that. Listen, we go again next week. Big D, want to thank you for your time, patience, and you're always there. Always there. Always there. Brand new. Is that brand new Withers?
I think so.
But look, big up to Chili in the chat, bro.
Yeah, man.
I'll just see you real soon, bro. I'll need to touch base with you, make a phone call with you, and see how you are doing. And big up to the rest of the panel who couldn't make it tonight. JP, Cold Club. I know they've got a lot of stuff going on in the background. So it is what it is. Condolences. Listen, just before we go, and this probably can come under does it as any other business. Craig, you read my mind, bro. Listen, man, you need to be on the show, brother. But listen, condolences, man. I don't know what people are drinking right now, D. I don't know if it's something in the water or what, mate. I
was talking to missus about this, saying
it's crazy.
What's going on in our world, man?
It's mad.
Where these things are being normalized.
Listen,
like you almost expect someone to get stabbed now.
It all kicked off in Southend. I don't know if
I saw that. I saw it. I saw
the guys chopping away at each other with machetes.
I mean,
what kind of world are we living in, man? Yeah. Then you got the situation in Gillingham in Kent where the guy goes and stabs up a soldier and then he's licking a knife. I'm like,
what?
Oh, bro. Some madness is going on. But condolences. 3 young girls.
A lot of demon-possessed people out there, Norms.
9, 11, 9, I think the oldest was 9 and the other 2, I think 6 and 5, I'm not too sure. But, bro, 6, 7 and 9. You know, there's a family
kids
there.
that haven't even started living yet.
Not started living. Your parents, the parents go and drop them off
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
as you
You're
do,
safe haven. Yeah.
yeah. Taylor Swift, I think it was a Taylor Swift thingy.
Yeah.
And then you got a deranged guy, 17 years old. They can't even name the guy. 17 years old.
Yeah, you imagine.
Yeah. It's absolutely crazy.
Wow,
So
the thing is,
condolences do go out to the family, and like, you know, it's not easy. And then obviously the riots following that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I saw the riots. Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's absolutely mad. But
this
listen,
is the thing. This is the mentality as well. You can't mash up where you live. You live there. You're mashing up where you live. I never got that, where people riot in their own town. Yeah. That's your town. That's your hometown. That's where you live. You're mashing up your hometown.
I know there's the frustration and everything, but but you know, you got 39 policemen injured, some with broken ankles, broken wrists, and all of that.
I saw a man throwing, you know, the big, the big things they have in your yard.
Set
the big bins. I said, what?
Set the police van alight and that. I mean, bro, it's tension. Listen, the tension out there is real, bro. Yeah, the tension out there is real. Did you see the guy get his hand sliced off?
Wow. Madness.
Honestly, listen,
it's just like it's lawlessness at another level, isn't it?
It's
like, what are we doing here?
And how are they getting their hands on these, you know, these stuff? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, there was one guy, they showed it on the social media in Brighton. He's standing on the back of a red double-decker bus, wielding a machete in his hand and just banging the bus, and somebody filmed him. Madness. Absolute madness. What has the world become? Say you're lawless, mate. It's become lawless, man. And it's only prayer that can change this. I'm telling you, mate. You know what I mean? We need to go back to church, man. You know what I'm saying? Wow. We need to go back to church, you know? But it is what it is, people. But listen, I want to thank everybody, the community on here, you know what I mean? Great people, you know what I mean? Keeping it real. And it's all about this, man. Peace. You know, we might, you know, you're a Man United fan. You know, I'm not going to come over there and start having a ruck with you. You know, we're friends. You know, it's just we have a bit of banter. That's what it is. But why do we have to turn it into?
Everything goes too far, doesn't it?
It's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
And I say go too far. I'm not even saying that to down on the death, but it's like you looked in and saw kids doing children's things, and you thought, I'm gonna take some lives here.
Yeah.
That's what came into your head, and Chilla said it's demon possession, and I agree with it. You're possessed because there's no reason why you would look at innocent children having fun and think, just go kill some kids today, just because I can, because I'm bigger and stronger and I got a knife. I'm like, nah, it's insanity, mate. And this way you have to bring back the death thing for me. I think we've gone. There has to be a life for a life. You can't take innocent lives and just go to prison and get 3 meals a day and use the gym and get a degree and nah.
That's mad.
That's to stop, because other countries are not doing that.
When
you go to prison, you know you're in prison because you're only getting fed once a day.
It just got worse. It just literally got worse. You turn on the news and all that feeds you just negative.
You can't turn to the parents and the parents that lost those children and say, well, you know, it's all unfortunate. So our condolences. It doesn't wash anymore. It doesn't wash because these things happen on a regular now. It's not a rare thing to see a madness on the news and go. Chilla said to me, "You have to stop watching the news." And I get it sometimes that because you come to bed with your head full of all that
just madness. Mentally, you know what I mean?
I'll just watch there to go and lay my head down and sleep. And you just you gotta
and the parents and the family have got to live with this now. Do you know what I mean? So you know they're gonna need counselling and everything else that comes with it. But most important, our prayers are with them. That
yes, exactly.
They get through this difficult time. But listen, people, we're out of here. I said, please, before you go, hit that like button. It's that little thumb. All you got to do is just press it, and then when it says subscribe button, hit the subscribe, and we're good. Yeah, people. It gets the algorithm up, so please hit the like button. And people, we're out there. Take care. And
man, take care, guys.